Just when you thought this situation ended, it never stopped. This is still going on everywhere. There are still people out there that's posting their paychecks, showing you what they make. Even though the economy is falling apart, there are still people out there showing you how they live. So in this video, let's see what's been going on and how people are living in this economy. Let's see.
I work in the oil field and I make $16,000 a month. And I hear a lot of people say must be nice and easy money. But trust me, this job is not easy. And you earn every penny that you get paid out here. You work 15-hour shifts for 30 days straight in a 90-degree heat in minus 40 below weather conditions. And whether you're sick, tired, it doesn't matter. You must show up every day and you must perform. And besides that, this job is extremely dangerous. A lot of people get hurt out here. A lot of people lose fingers. And even fatalities do occur in this field. Yes, the money is good, but you miss out on so much life. And especially if you have a family, if you have kids, you will miss on birthdays, you'll miss Thanksgivings, Christmas, and the oil field does not give a shit about none of that. Is it really worth it to work in the oil field? And what do you do for a living and how much money do you make?
Payday! We just got paid. We get paid at Target every other Friday, and I got paid $983, which is honestly not the best, but that's okay. So let's go budget my Target paycheck on a mortgage. This is my paycheck for 2 weeks, and you guys are going to choke because some of the paychecks I have coming up I know are not going to be great, so we love that. So this is pretty good, honestly. This paycheck I made $983.80 to be exact. Worked about 76 hours, grossed about $1,300, and my health insurance took out $29.84, and my 401k took out $66.24. Now the fun part where all of my money goes away because of all of my bills. We love that. For my mortgage, I take out $410 every paycheck so I can add to $820 for my mortgage payment. I do have a roommate, so she pays the other portion, which is super nice. The car insurance is $109.25. I have State Farm, and I've honestly really liked them so far. Car gas, guys, why is gas getting so expensive? Was $45.10, and that lasts me about 2 weeks. So crazy. Trash bill is $28. I think that will be going up because they're going to start taking grass. Groceries usually last me about a month because I do eat out and I get some quick stuff at Target when I am working. So it's only $52.45 for groceries, and that lasts about a month, like I said. I did buy a Coach purse because I really wanted one at the outlets. It was $96.18. I did have some gift cards, so that helped offset the cost. It was like $200. LOL. Oops. Put $240 towards my credit card, and this is how much we have left.
92.2 hours is how much I worked in the last 2 weeks as a registered nurse. So let's talk about what I made and what I'm doing with it. Of those 92.2 hours, my gross total income was $5,159.06. Taxes took a whopping $1,416.22. I put $670.68 into my Roth IRA, leaving my total take home to $3,072.16. $735 automatically gets taken out of every single paycheck. That goes into a joint checking account between me and my husband. That goes towards all of our joint living expenses, including our mortgage, groceries, bills, all of that. My cell phone bill this month was $100.85. I also paid off my credit card, which was $137. I pay that off in full every single month. I put $400 into a savings account for my future car. As soon as I paid my truck off, I started paying myself car payments every single paycheck. That way I can avoid ever taking out another car loan ever again. I put $250 into my son's 529 college savings account. I personally think that education is one of the greatest gifts that we can give our children, so I'm really trying to help him out with that. I also put $250 towards his future car because he's going to be driving here in just a few years. I put $100 into my brokerage account with my financial advisor so that he can continue to invest for me. I budgeted for $100 in gas because that's typically what I burn in 2 weeks. And then I budgeted for $50 to get my nails done because I work hard and I deserve nice things too. I put $250 into my future savings account. That's for all future expenses like Christmas, vacations, all of that. I really try to save ahead of time for that so it's not a major blow to my savings account. And then I put $500 into the S&P 500 VOO. I personally think that it's a super safe long ride investment, so that's what I try to invest in.
This is how much I got paid as a 37-year-old millennial working in corporate strategy living in Houston, Texas. I'm not gonna lie, I am so excited for this paycheck. Previous year's bonuses are always paid in our first March paycheck. It always includes 2 weeks of pay and our annual bonus. This is the biggest check I've probably ever gotten. My gross pay was $50,957.17. This is split between salary and bonus. My annual salary is $178,000. My bonus target is 20%. My bonus was paid out higher than target. Bonus payout came out to be $43,553. I do have some pre-tax deductions. From this paycheck, I contributed $6,114.86 to my 401k, paid $46 for my health insurance, $10.50 for my dental insurance, also contributed $137.50 to my HSA. A lot of taxes come out, especially in this paycheck. My total taxes were $13,494.45. My net pay came out to be $31,153.86. I have some huge financial goals this year. I have a very big goal to invest over $100,000 this year. This is going to get me so much closer to my goal.
People are always saying that the average American makes $45,000 a year. Where does the average American work? I want to make $45,000 a year. Are you kidding me? The most I have ever made is $30,000 in a year. Where are these people working that they're making $45,000? Like, don't just tell me that they're making $45,000 a year. Where do they work? Is their job hiring? I need more details. Like, where are they getting these numbers from? I don't think I know anybody in my life who is making $45,000 a year. Like, that is insane. I think that's like the average, only because like there's literal billionaires who are making like so much in a year that like regular people, they're like, oh, the average is 45,000.
Okay, y'all, I have 3 minutes before I go into work, so let's go over what I make as a CNA. I'm 23, and we're going to start taking accountability and getting ourselves together. All my bills right here. I have a journal, and this is all my goals for 6 months, and we're going to get into it. Basically, where I live, I make $1,400, and that's whenever I go to work, my 3 days a week. My car payment is $242. My car insurance is $195. My court payment, sadly, is $150. I'm going to put $400 in my savings every time I get paid. Gas and food, I set aside $200, and my Apple credit card is $213. So what I'm going to do about hair and stuff like that, but that's okay. You know, for 6 months, I can survive. And my credit card, that will be paid off December 7th, putting that $213 into something else, which will probably be my other car payment. On the second page, I have a goal milestone. Baby, 23, I'm grown. It's time to start growing up. I keep it in my car on top of my dashboard, so that way every time I look at my car, it's right there. It's a constant reminder of saving. Very excited for new beginnings, a new start. This is just about taking an accountability and getting my life together, because I do not want to be paying debt when I'm in my 30s for something that I did in my 20s. Take advice from me and do not get yourself in any debt. Like, I really regret that. That is the worst decision that I've ever made. I'm very grateful and I'm very blessed, but I just want to say, like, don't do that. If anybody wants to start this journey with me, just follow me and we're gonna start this journey together, and we're gonna hold each other accountable.
It's payday. Budget my paycheck with me. Hi, I'm Legally Blonde and I'm 25 years old, and I work at Walmart as an overnight stalker. On my last video that I did like this, I told you guys I was making $15.78, but since then I've gotten a 38-cent raise, so now I'm making $16.16. So my check for the 2 weeks was $1,273. And I did work a little bit of overtime, so that's my check, like after taxes and things like that. And I also made $94, I think, from my TikTok for this month. It was my first paycheck from TikTok, so I also added that in as well, which comes up to $1,367. So since I get paid bi-weekly, I like to take half of my rent out of each check. So for this check, I'm going to be taking out $435, and my rent is $870. And I also have to pay my electric bill, which is $123.91, but I'm just gonna round it up to $124. And I'm gonna be putting $200 towards groceries, and I'm gonna be putting $200 towards rideshare as well. As you guys know, I don't drive, obviously, because I'm legally blind. So I'm dependent on Ubers and Lyfts since there's no public transportation that comes in my area. And that leaves me with $408. I do have a dentist appointment Friday. I am a new patient at this dentist office, and she told me for new patients they do charge a one-time fee of $102. I've never had to do that before. This is my first time ever having to do that. And she said insurance doesn't cover that, so I'll have to pay out of pocket for that. So I'll be paying $102 Friday for that. I did put $80 towards self-care, and I'm putting $225 in my savings. I'm putting a larger amount in my savings because I am hoping to move out of state by the end of this year or beginning of next year. I'm trying to move to a more accessible city, more so a walkable city. And I also feel like moving to a bigger city would be so much better for me as someone who is legally blind. Just because like I'm going through a lot of like kind of like struggles with like transportation and things like that here. And that's something that I'm trying to get rid of. I'm just trying to make life easier for myself. But after all of my expenses, I'm left with $1, which is okay. You guys really seem to enjoy my last videos, so I wanted to continue to make these videos for you guys. And thank you for all of your love and all of your support. It really means a lot. But yeah.
Let's talk about how much I make as an ER nurse working in NorCal with almost 4 years of experience. I always found it so weird that when I was in nursing school, I could never get a straight answer on how much nurses make. No nurse was just like, here, this is how much I make. And it was so frustrating. And there's still some people like that to this day. Like, why wouldn't you tell me how much you make and I tell you how much I make? And then we can both see if we're being short. I feel like this was a scheme put on by companies so that we never got together and could see, you know, if we were making the same amount, making what we deserve, what we are owed. But anyway, I digress. Your favorite preceptor, oh shit, cover that, is here to tell you everything you need to know. Okay, so to start, when I was an EMT in NorCal in 2018, I was making a whopping $13 an hour and some change. I'm not gonna do the whole change with you guys. $13 an hour. Yes, you heard that correctly. I was also working as a travel CNA because obviously $13 an hour just isn't going to cut it. Just like traveling to different cities close to me, I was making $25 an hour, I think. Worst job I've ever had. Backbreaking. You guys are doing the Lord's work. When I started working as a tech in the emergency room, I think I was making $22 an hour, and I think I ended at $25 an hour. I started as a new grad at the end of 2023 working in NorCal. Drum roll, please. Cue the drum roll sound effects. I had my associate's degree and I was making $64 an hour, baby. When I got my bachelor's maybe 9 months later, I was making $69 and change an hour. Now with a nurse has almost 4 years of experience, I managed to support a family of 4 working part-time hours. Let's get into that. What we've all been waiting for. My base pay for my current hospital is $94 an hour. Yeah. I also work evening shift. Shout out to all my evening shift people. You guys know what pain is, okay? You know what struggle, you know what just hitting the ground running is. We never stop. That evening shift differential puts me at $103 an hour. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So I work a 24-hour position. I think I did work 8 hours of overtime on this paycheck. I made $5,058, and this is in a 2-week period. I also hold a PRN position. One of the best decisions I made was dropping to part-time at one job and getting a PRN position with the other. This way, if I ever need money, if I ever want to save, if we're going on vacation, if there's bills I need to pay off, I can just pick up here and there. I'm not obligated to come in all those hours. I hate being told I have to go to work. I hate doing that. All this being said is know your worth, know how much you should be making as a new grad. A new grad in NorCal, I feel like you should not be accepting under. With your bachelor's, $68 an hour in NorCal. We're in 2026, almost 2027, And in 2023, I was making $64 an hour with my associates, okay? So for all my baby nurses out there, I hope this gives you some hope. You will be able to survive. You will make good money.
How much do firefighters get paid? Have you ever wondered that? Well, I want to break down my check and show you exactly how much I get paid, how much is taken out of my check. I'll give you the real numbers, no BS. So the total amount, gross pay, no deductions or no taxes taken out, the grand total was $3,363. State where I work, which is Utah, we work 48 hours on, 96 hours off. Work week is 56 hours. So this check is 112 hours on it. Sometimes I have overtime, sometimes I don't. This happens to be a no overtime check. My base rate is $29.25 an hour. I had comments say on the last video, well, $29 isn't equal $87,000 a year. Well, for firefighter lingo, it does. Check was 112 hours at $29.25 an hour, and then we have the FLSA, which is about 6 hours at halftime, and that total came to about $87, making that grand total of $3,300. Now let's talk about taxes and how much was taken out in taxes. This is different state to state, and I've heard California firefighters get taxed a crap ton. The total amount taken out of my paycheck was $384, or broken down from Medicare, state, and federal. Now my deductions. So the very first item is my 401k loan. I took it out a couple years ago to pay off some debts to help finish our basement. The total amount per check is $139. I do have a Roth IRA. I believe Roths are going to be the way to go in the future, and I'm excited to see where it's at. Right now, I'm only paying $30 towards my Roth. Once I have my credit card debt paid off, I will contribute more to my Roth IRA. Then for our pension, I have to contribute about $70 towards my pension every paycheck. The remaining of my deductions is the majority of my health insurance. So that's my health insurance premium, my HSA contribution, which helps pay my premium and doctor visits. People are like, stop contributing to your HSA. No, HSA is good. My dental and vision and accident insurance and life insurance and all that, the total comes to this. Then lastly is my union dues and our association dues, which is $30 a paycheck. If you guys are curious about my 401k balance, my retirement balance, my investments and whatnot, I'm happy to share that. So if you guys want to see a video about that, go ahead and comment below. But the total amount of my paycheck minus taxes and minus deductions and everything, the grand total comes to $2,425.44. That's some hate comments, of course, it's social media saying, hey, you should get a better paying job, you should get a higher paying job. Man, firefighters don't get paid much. And I somewhat agree with some of it, but I love what I do. This is the best damn job in the world. I won't change it for a thing. I knew I wasn't going to get rich as a fireman, but it's the best job in the world. I get to help people, I get to hang out with friends, my crew is awesome, and I'm loving life, and I'm able to support my family. What you guys can do to help me out is to give me a follow, like, repost, share, whatever it may be. I'm trying to get to at least 5,000 followers on TikTok by the end of the month. Out of the world goal for Instagram followers is 2,000 followers by the end of August. As the making of this video, I'm sitting at 950 followers, which I got that in 2 weeks in August. So if I can get almost 1,000 in 2 weeks, let's see if I can get another 1,000 in the remaining weeks of August. Your favorite firefighter in debt. Peace.
This is some bullshit. How the fuck am I supposed to live off that? I don't even want to go deposit that shit at the bank. That shit looks embarrassing. That's a 1 day check only. I only worked 1 day last week.
You know how bold you gotta be to post your paycheck? Being transparent when times is rough out here and the economy is continuing to fall apart. People are struggling to keep up. They can't keep up with the economy. People got bills after bills. People are taking out their 401ks just to survive. And then a crazy situation is that even if you're making $50,000 or $60,000 a year, it's still not enough. And I can't believe what's going on, because we're living in crazy times right now. Who would have ever thought $50,000, $60,000 a year wasn't enough? Everything is going up. And I know how people tell you you living above your means. You're really not. Everything is just priced out. Corporate greed is taking over. They showing you how much they don't care about Americans. But you got some people that just love to show it off. Show that paycheck. And I guess what they're trying to tell you is that maybe it's motivational. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to tell you that if you want to come to this field, this is how much I make. This is how many hours I work. Now, some of these paychecks can be considered impressive, but some of them, they're different. Now, say if you make $100,000 a year, because this is what I always compare it to. I don't really believe in trading your time for money anymore. Say if you make $100,000 a year and you doing it based off overtime, right? Now, you still made $100,000 a year, but you may have somebody else that's making $100,000 a year not doing overtime. I would take the $100,000 a year not doing overtime, because if you got to work 1,000 hours just to make $100,000, that's not right. That's not fair. And America is not fair. So in this video, that's why you see people being transparent. They showing you how much they make. They showing you how much their bills cost. You see people crashing out everywhere because people can't take living in America no more, just trying to survive. And some people making that money and they still can't survive. That's the crazy part. And I always say, sometimes it's really not a good thing to be transparent. Just ask yourself, say if you was working at a job, right? And you know your co-workers are really not your friends, right? Sometimes they just want to talk to you just to get information. Y'all may be working at the same position. You tell your co-worker how much you making, and you could have been there before your co-worker. Now the co-worker getting jealous of you, acting a different kind of way, all because you told the co-worker what you making. And the co-worker not thinking that maybe you more experienced, maybe you've been there longer. But they not looking at that. So that's why this world is different. The world is just getting shocking each and every day. Because you still got people out here that's flexing, showing it off. Some people just like to show off. I get it. They feel like no matter what they do, or maybe they're not flexing, maybe they're just being transparent, maybe they just want to show people. And I know even though you being transparent and you trying to show people, some people not going to take it like that. And I know that's a sad world that we live in, but it is what it is. But what y'all think about people still posting their paychecks online? Let me know how y'all feel about this one. Do y'all think it's a good idea, or y'all think this is the craziest thing y'all ever seen? So that's my take on this situation. Let me know how y'all feel. Share it in the comments, and I'm going to see y'all on the next one. Peace.